you never lose your laugh and your joy. And then someone else was like, hey, they're looking lovely, especially that laughter of yours.
Something cool. Now we begin.
He doesn't give a fuck. He has no smoke, no cares.
Look at that bar line. Sure.
What's going on, y'all? My name's Alex Olarte and I am Mel's trainer. So today we're going to be talking about the belt squat and why I have her doing them. So to begin, if your gym doesn't have one of these, I would recommend switching gyms and finding one that does, because this is a very useful tool. So to begin, this is a great tool to use if you want to integrate into your training or if you want to replace the squat and deadlift. So why are we using the belt squat? So the belt squat is a great way to basically transfer all the weight that you would have on your spine, from the heavy loads, just strictly to your legs. So this leads to my next thing. The belt squat is a great tool to also use if you're trying to rehab yourself, meaning let's say you're an athlete who just hurt your back, right? You blew it out deadlifting. If you start using the belt squat, the belt, the name, goes literally around your hips.
Just get your, yeah.
So whether you're doing, more of a narrower squat stance, or if you're trying to get into a sumo stance to simulate a deadlift, this is gonna put all the pressure onto your hips, which is now gonna be all on your legs. No back whatsoever. So like I said, this is a great tool to integrate if you can't do the squat, to replace the squat or deadlift if you can't do them, or like with Mel, we're integrating it because she obviously is still doing her squat and deadlifts, but we're integrating it as an extra tool to basically just get more volume and to also just take the load out of her back and just put it strictly into her legs, right? So also, why do we like using the belt squat? There's different versions of setups that you can use, meaning whether you have narrow footing, wider footing, like we said earlier, if you're trying to get in a sumo stance, or like what we're gonna have Mel do right now is basically elevated belt squats, which is gonna allow us to get a little bit deeper in the hole, just to squeeze out those extra inches. So as we were saying, today's belt squat variation that we're doing is elevated belt squats, meaning we're gonna have her basically squat a little bit lower than she would normally be able to when she's doing a regular belt squat. So if you notice, we are obviously getting right below 90. It's helping us engage our glutes and our hamstrings a lot more. All you gotta do is either stack 2 bumper plates, we were extra, and just put a wood block with a bumper plate on top of it. And if you notice, it allows us to keep the spine neutral the whole time. All the pressure is literally strictly in her legs because we got this belt wrapped right around her hips. Good shit, Mel. So today we're going to talk about why I have Mel doing the squat compared to why we did the belt squat earlier in the week. So today is Wednesday, which is Mel's main lower body emphasis day, and I start every lower body day for her or anyone with the barbell squat. Why? In my opinion, it is a foundation to any lower body day because it is a compound, right? Same with upper body. If you're doing chest, the bench press is your emphasis, right? It's the main compound. If you're doing back or legs, we can also say the deadlift, right? But today we're talking about the squat. So I have her doing squats once a week. Later on we may change it to doing it twice a week, but for now we're doing it once. Why do I have Mel squatting once a week opposed to twice? It's due to the amount of volume I'm giving to her, right? So on Wednesdays for this past block, we've been doing a 4x10, and I feel like if I were to give her a second squat day, that is just not gonna put too much pressure on her spine. And then what's gonna happen, that is now gonna take away from our deadlifts, and we're not gonna be able to pull as heavy as we would like. So utilizing the belt squat as a second accessory, meaning utilizing it as, let's say, our secondary squat day, is gonna allow us to basically still target our legs effectively, but without putting the load of the barbell, whether you have 135 pounds, 225 on your spine. Using the belt squat, as I said earlier in the week, just puts all that pressure on your hips and legs. So we're gonna show you how Mel looks like when she's squatting. So if you notice, she's keeping her scapula tight. Why? She doesn't want that bar to roll down her back, right? She wants to keep it nice and locked and loaded on her traps. Number two, before every single rep, she always breaks her hips. What does that mean? She sets her hips back about an inch. Doing that is gonna allow you to have the barbell a little bit more comfortable on your spine, and it's gonna be basically aligned more stable with your feet. Good, remember ask the grass, get a little bit lower.